Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of the day you're catching this live stream. Thanks so much for being here. I am being joined today by my client, Autumn Chastain. Autumn, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having
Yay,
me.
you got it. Autumn is a health and wellness coach, and she specializes working with women who make six figures. And that lights me up. That makes me all tingly inside. Not in that kind of way, but in another way because I love women who make a lot of money. So, Autumn, tell us why, health and wellness. I know we were sitting in backstage. Like you do so many things. Why did you choose health and wellness and why do you like working with women who make six figures?
So I started working in the health and wellness sector um, when my kids were little, right? I was a mom of three little kids, and quite honestly, I was drowning. I was a stay-at-home mom and didn't have the support at home that I needed. So I started going to the gym. When I went to the gym, the gym would watch my kids for 2 hours, and I started finding my love, back into the fitness sector. So I started teaching fitness classes and really started rebuilding my sense of self, who I was. Um, as as time went on, I started taking that and really focusing it in on, my students. And, I started seeing that there were so many people, so many women that were in, my same situation. So coming into where I am today, into the rebrand, because before I was AKP Fitness and it was just focusing on fitness. Now it's AKP. Instead of AKP, it is now Autumn Chastain, a health and wellness coaching company. And I feel like it's really important, especially now in 2026, for us to not only be focusing, women not only to be focusing on our physical health, but our mental health, making sure that we're taking that time to check in with ourselves, to take a break, to not get burned out, as we often do as women, and especially six-figure women. Working hard, moving fast, running through a 40-hour to 60-hour week without even, taking a second look or a second thought of, how we're feeling. So that's why I came into, this space of health and wellness to make sure that, we as women are, practicing that self-care. Right now, self-care is a huge buzzword, but I wanted to really be in the space to provide those opportunities for women.
I love it because I fall in that category. And so we'll talk a little bit about how you and I met and what your
Hmm.
perception was of me and how I didn't talk to you about anything that I do for a living.
Right, right.
But how you were attracted to me after you were first turned off. I don't know if you were turned off, but a lot of people are. Why, though, specifically six figure women? I know why I love working with six figure women. Why do you
Right.
like working with six figure women?
I like working with six-figure women because they know what they want, right? They are walking around in this world in a space where not a lot of women um, make it to, right? So they know that they are capable of huge things and big things and of greatness, right? But a lot of times, on the outside, all of the things are going well, but on the inside, it's a wreck, right? They're not taking care of themselves. Their mental health is struggling. Their body image may be struggling. And, I'm not necessarily just talking about the women that make six figures on their own. There are those stay-at-home moms that support high-powered men, right? And so we're going to call them six-figure women too, because they
They
earn
come from
that.
a six figure household.
Yeah, and they earn that, period.
Absolutely.
Right? So,
Absolutely.
they have a lot on um, their plate, especially if they're raising small children at all, right? Needing to support that, needing to support their husbands, and you know, it's important for them to be supporting themselves first. You know, making
Mhm.
sure that the inside matches the outside, because I've seen so many six-figure women that are put together on the outside, hair done, makeup on, clothes flawless, in a beautiful car, but on the inside, they're barely hanging on, and that's where I'm like, it's
No.
important for us to start really making sure that the outside matches the inside. And if it doesn't, then that's what we're doing. We're getting it there. We're making sure
Yay.
that they're feeling as good on the inside as they look on the outside.
I love that. So let's talk really quick for the people because, there might be people who just met me,
Right.
they're just running into me or you.
Right.
Give us a quick rundown of how you came to know me and then
Okay.
how we started working together.
Okay. So I was at the club where I work, and Linda was coming through
The
with
fitness club.
a fitness club. Yes.
Yeah,
Oh,
not the club.
yes. Let's make sure. Not the. I wasn't on a pole. I wasn't dropping it like it was hot.
And Linda came in.
And Linda came in and the music scratched. No. Yes, no, I was in the fitness club where I work. Linda was coming through with membership services for a tour, and when I met her, her energy and her personality met me before I actually really got a chance to talk to her, because the way that she was walking through the club was like, basically she owned it. Like she and in that, I love that, right? Because she owns her energy in whatever space that she's in, right? So I didn't think anything um negative about it. I just definitely knew,
Oh,
I definitely, yeah, I met her energy way before I really got to know her. So, yeah, but yeah, when you're a confident woman and you're walking through a space, people notice. So,
people
yeah.
noticed. Yeah. So then I came to your classes. I mean, I think I was a member at the gym almost 2 years before. I was actually interested because, like many women, Autumn is multi-talented. Autumn is good at so many things. So I saw that Autumn was holding retreats and out of the country retreats. And I was like, Autumn, I've been wanting to do a retreat. I'd love to take you to dinner and
Right.
let's talk. And on a stack of Bibles that I was not wanting to take you out to dinner because I wanted you to hire me. I wanted to learn from you. What
Right.
happened during that conversation?
I think during that conversation, we were really able to see each other um, for what we both brought to the table. But for me, as Linda kept talking, like light bulbs kept lighting up and kept lighting up and kept lighting up. So um, by the end of the dinner, I was really like fired up with possibilities of building my retreats and making them bigger and making more money from them, and diversifying my audience and all of those things, right? Not that, again, not that we went to talk about my business per se. She wanted to talk to me about the retreats. However, what I gleaned out of that meeting was so much just from listening to her, talk, and it was amazing. And so then the next day, I I went to work and I couldn't think straight. Like I could not get all of the nuggets that she talked to me about out of my head. Like I wanted to like apply them at that moment.
At that moment. And you did. You were like, I contacted my website person and we're redoing this and we're doing that.
Yep.
And I'm adding this and I'm adding that. I love it. And so then, even when you told me that, I was like, okay. And then I kind of realized, oh, she may benefit from working with me. And so I said to you, hey, let's talk. I've already decided that you would be a great fit for me and me for you. And this is what the investment looks like. I actually said, I wonder if you know how to recognize an opportunity when you see one. And I said, because I've already made up my mind what the offer is, and this is what it is. And when I told you the investment, which was multiple five figures, and then I didn't even know what your like base salary at the
Right.
club was. But later on,
Right.
I found out that what I asked you to invest was the base salary that you make at the club without all, without all the other extra stuff where you make your money.
Right. Right.
When I told you that, how did you feel when I
So,
said the price, which was $25,000?
right. Well, my nervous system went a little crazy. I'm not going
I
to
mean, you
lie.
make a little bit more than that, but what I'm saying, it was it was, it's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not going to lie. My nervous system went a little crazy.
It went
Um,
very crazy, actually.
yeah.
You didn't look
Yeah.
like it on the outside,
Right.
but
See?
throughout the following days, we experienced your nervous system.
Yeah, we needed to unpack it a little bit and, continue to talk about um, the opportunity and just what it felt like for me, what it felt like for me investing that much in me, you know, um, because what I recognized is that I had never paid anything that was that significant,
And for you.
that for me only, for me alone.
And would you say, because I really want to, I want to, as much as we can, talk about the mindset. Would you say that it's fair to say, man, I wasn't even getting like a car? It was like, can I invest this much money in me? Am I gonna really make this money back? Like, I don't. What was your
Right,
mindset? Because I know a lot of people are like, well, if you sell me this phone for 25,000, at least I'm
right.
getting a phone.
It's
Like I walk
right,
away from here with a phone, but
right.
I just signed a
Yeah.
contract for 25,000, and I'm not walking away with anything just yet.
Right. And that is definitely a hard sell. And that is a hard purchase, when you purchase things that are intangible, right? I think that it's important for us as people, right, to be able to see the value in things and the value in people and investing in yourself without having, that tangible thing in your hand. But to your point, Linda, you're correct. I was like, um, I'm I'm investing in this concept, in this idea, in this possibility. She sees
And
all
the
this in me, but I
possibility.
don't see in myself. But do I see it? But I don't know. Like, so it really just made my mind just really start brainstorming, like literally brainstorming. Um,
Yes.
yeah,
And what I love about you at that point, you didn't know that I offered financing. I didn't know what your financial situation is. You started looking for ways. You were like, do you accept this type of financing? Do you accept that?
right,
Like, and you started looking because what that told me is that you decided that
right,
you were doing it. The thing that was not the thing that you like, okay, I need this money. Where do I get this money? Like, I want to do this. But once you
right,
decide, okay, I want for everyone who's watching this, once you make a decision for something, it's like all of the universe, the heavens and the earth, everything conspires on your behalf to make it happen because it was the decision that was needed, not the money.
right,
People can't really grasp that.
right,
When you don't decide, you stay in a bad marriage, you stay with a weight that you don't like. When you don't as soon as you decide, the willpower comes, the money comes for the for the extra supplements that you have to buy or for the trainer.
right,
Like, it happens. Like, even when you want to buy your dream car, the moment you decide it's no longer my dream car, you go to the dealership, you're gonna get it.
right,
Right. So all of that happened. It took you about a week
right.
of several phone calls, and then you finally said, boom, here's my payment.
Yeah,
And you paid and you got started. As we got started, we met in person, and I was like looking over your business, and I was like, oh, you have a lot of vocabulary here. You have a lot of marketing. The way that you have positioned yourself in the marketplace does not attract six-figure women. And we
right,
began to talk about raising your prices, removing prices from your website, implementing my turbo funnel. And I know it was a lot. Honestly, how did you feel when, because I'm going to give you how I felt. How did you feel when I started saying, Autumn, you're not making money because you're marketing to the wrong people? And I started to talk about six-figure women. I felt like you were like, But if I talk to six figure women only, then I'm going to leave all the other women behind who I love. I think every woman needs to grow. I love everyone. That's how I
Exactly right.
felt. Yeah.
Exactly right. You're right.
Okay.
Yep.
Have you had to drop any of those other people that you love? Like you still
Nope.
work? You still
Not at
do your
all.
Zumba classes? There's very
Yep.
affordable and inexpensive ways to work with you.
Right.
Hell, people can join the club and get you for free,
Right.
included in the
Right.
price, right?
Yeah. I do free community events every week. Yeah.
Every week, Zumba at
Mm-hmm.
the park, at the right.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like Linda's trying to get me to talk to six figure women. What I wanted you to see, and what I want you, the viewer, right now, is that there's no way Autumn can sell to six figure women at that price point because she had never experienced investing in herself at that price point.
Right.
She could not talk someone off the ledge of, oh my God, it's $10,000 to work out with Autumn for 90 days. Well, someone who talks like that is not your dream client, because I don't pay $10,000 to Autumn to work out with her. I pay $10,000 to Autumn to transform my body and my health, because I believe in me, and I believe that Autumn is the best person to help me do it. You see the difference? Like, I don't pay Autumn $10,000 so I could work out with her, right? But the people
Right.
who think that way, which were most of the people that you had in your audience, it was very difficult for you to sell your retreats, which are amazing and transformative and life changing. And so even when you went to speak to an event and I went to support you and I said to you,
Right.
Autumn, go to the front and say, my name is Autumn Chastain and I work with six figure women. And you still chose not to say it. I wanted to throw a shoe at you from the back of the room. Psh, the chancleta, you
Yeah.
know? um, but that's been over a month. I think it's been like 8 weeks since you spoke at that event. After that, what happened?
So after that, I went to Italy.
Yes. And I loved it.
Yeah. And while I'm in Italy, that's one of the reasons that I love to host international fitness retreats, because I really feel like transformation happens in travel. Transformation, um, you know, not only physically, but like mentally, you open yourself up to the possibility of more every time you travel. And I truly believe that. And so I went to Italy
I'm writing
and
this down because I will not let you forget. That blurb, that line is amazing marketing. Transformation happens in travel.
okay, thank you. Um, so while I was there, I had been thinking about taking on, one-on-one personal training clients, personal training,
Yeah.
coaching, right? But I had not pulled the trigger, because I was talking about some other things and I was really trying to sell two retreats. So full transparency, um,
We want
I
full transparency.
yes, I had a retreat that I was working on in Houston. And while I was in um, Italy, one of the retreat partners called me and said that I could no longer use the space that I was going to use for the retreat. So,
So
because I
the
was in
venue was off
Italy,
the table.
the venue was off the table. So,
Hmm.
in that time, I had to kind of make a quick decision. Like, what am I going to do? I'm in Italy. I don't have time to um, try to find another venue. But then I also said to myself, I'm not. I'm not going to stress myself out about the not, right? Because we never know why things happen. I went ahead and refunded the young ladies their fees for the retreat. I told them, we're going to pause on this. We're going to find another date for the retreat. But also, my international retreat was not really going anywhere, and I could not understand why. And so I was like, while I was there, I was in Venice, right? And I will always remember that I met this hotelier. He was from Burundi, and he said that his family owned several hotels in Europe.
Is
And
he
I told him,
single?
no, he's
Oh,
not, but he has a beautiful smile. um,
okay.
but I was telling him how much I liked Venice, and he said to me, Venice is like Fantasy Island. He was like, whatever you want to do, whatever you can imagine yourself doing, you can do here in Venice.
I love it.
And it clicked. I was like, okay, no, I'm not in Venice. However, I'm going to pull the trigger on this one-on-one coaching, on this one-on-one personal training. And let's just see what happens. So on
And
March
then
18th,
you
yeah,
got back from Italy,
yes, I
right?
got
Because
back from Italy.
it's so important to know. Listen, Venice was like going to Disney World.
Right,
Like you are so excited when you're there, Mickey Mouse and everything, and then you come back home and you look at your credit card bill and you're like, I can't believe I spent so much money at Disney,
right, right.
right? And all the
Yes,
magic
yes.
is gone. The little,
All the magic is gone. How am I going to
yeah,
pay for this
and you
magic?
remember, but now you're like in real time. So you came back from
Right,
Italy. All of that wonderfulness happened, and the
right,
hotelier told you all that wonderful stuff, and you
right.
came back, and I got a message this long
Oh, very
where
true.
you were spiraling because I had to refund these people, and da 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 da. And this is not working out. And Linda, I don't think I can continue with the coaching
Right. Because I didn't have the money. Because it was like,
because
I
you
feel,
had still what happened, what you didn't know you signed up for when you started working with me was you were going to go into a boot camp to upgrade your identity to the six figure
right,
gig
right, right.
because you are her on the outside, just like the people that you described.
Mm-hmm.
But here you were not. Here you were driven by the reality, scarcity, lack. Like scarcity and lack has been a big pattern and a loop for you. And I'm like, you're too freaking brilliant and beautiful and amazing, Autumn, to not have money like this, girl. So when
Right.
you sent me that long text, what happened?
She sent me a text message and said, "Can you talk?" And my heart dropped. Like, oh my God. Okay.
Okay,
So
okay. Let me interrupt you for just 1 second. The reason I said, "Can you talk?" is because I didn't take her money to start working with me over a text message.
that's true.
I don't talk about money over text. These are important conversations.
Right.
So it deserves that level of respect. A
Right.
phone call. Really, it
Right.
deserves in person. But when that's not an option, the next best
Right.
thing is your voice. That's
Yeah.
why I did that. I wasn't trying to scare you, but you were like, "Oh my God, yeah, go for it." You felt like,
Right. Right. So I had to prepare myself. Had to prepare myself because, you know, Linda's no joke. She talks very often about being gangster and and I knew what that energy was about to be coming toward me. So,
Tony Soprano.
yeah, so I prepped myself and I called her and I was like, "Hi, Linda." And I let her talk. And she just basically reminded me of who I am, my capacity, why I signed up for her, with her, why she was not going to let me go. Quite honestly, she wasn't gonna. She was like, "This, I'm deleting this text message like I never received it." Like, please,
I literally said that.
yeah,
I'm like, I see you spiraling, and here's what you need to do. And I said what she needs to do. And
right.
then it just so happened that that day I was
Later,
going to
yeah,
the club.
right.
Say it.
Yeah. So she was like, so this is the funny part. She was like, so after she had the conversation with me, she was like, and you might be upset with me now, but I'll be in class at 6 o'clock. So hopefully you'll like me again by then.
Yeah,
But I love that, right?
like
Because
deal
that's
with it. I don't like I'm nothing
but
happened. We just had a
but it's
conversation and I'll
no,
see
but
you
it's
later.
true, right? Like she understands that people have to process emotions. People have to process emotions. And so I did, I gave her a big hug. I think I jumped on her. I think I made her hold my weight, hold me when I saw
Mhm.
her at 6 o'clock. Um, and so then after my class, we were talking and I was like, "Oh yeah, I
Casually,
just
you just
had somebody,
casually say,
yeah. Oh yeah, somebody just signed up for, my one-on-one personal coaching." And she was like, "Yeah, so how much was the package?" I was like, "Oh, $10,000." And I just kept getting the closing up class, taking off my microphone and doing everything.
And I was
Yeah, and
like,
then
did you
I,
just tell me that you closed a $10,000 sale and 4 hours ago you want to quit?
right. And what I said to her was like, I know, right?
So then that within 3 days,
Yep,
okay,
I had
so
five people.
I was one of those people. So that was
Yep,
20K. Then
yep,
one of your friends said, yeah, that was 30K. And then by the end of that week, so in 2 days, you had 30K in sales. And by the end of
hmm
that week, you had
By 12
50.
days, I had 50.
In 12 days, you had 5 people say yes to your $10,000 private personal training 90-day package.
Right,
And now it's been a good about another month, and you just literally, it was last week, you opened up 2 more spots
right.
and they're gone.
Gone. Yep,
$70,000. Well, we know
yep,
what your base pay is. Is that almost like 3 times your base pay? Almost. I
yeah,
mean, not quite
almost.
literally 3 times,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
How do, like, honestly, I'm saying it and I have goosebumps.
yeah.
You've never
I'm
done that in your life. How old are you, Autumn?
I'm 47.
I love that. I love that because I would never know. I would never know that you have 3 sons that are almost like all grown. I would never
Yeah,
know because black don't crack. I
I
love that.
mean,
You're like, that's me. You're beautiful.
thank
So
you.
here you are at 47, had never done this before in your
Right,
life.
right.
How does that feel? Like when you think about it, are you still shocked? Are you still, or no?
Um, I feel like I feel like little Autumn is doing somersaults, like just flipping, 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 flipping. Um, because I've always known that I was capable. I've always been that girl who made stuff happen. If if something, if I needed to do something, or if I just I've just always had that magic, right? And sometimes when you get in certain situations, you forget how magical you are, you know.
Just life.
Life.
Life,
Yeah.
mothering,
Right.
just being married, the ups and downs of
Right.
marriage, like just life.
Right.
Work, getting taken
Yeah.
advantage of at work.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, sometimes we have this thing about ourselves that, so people have a magnetism about them, right? So people come to them and people are around them for a certain reason, right? But and that can be hundreds of people, that can be two or three, specific people that are always around you. But we always in the back of our head have this question. It's almost like a self-doubt, like, but will people do this with me? Will people come and hang out with me? It's almost like a wound, right? Will people come and hang out with me? Will people choose me? You know? And I can honestly say that I have a chosen wound, you know. I want
We
to be
choose it.
chosen.
It's
Yeah.
we choose our own. Like, I know you don't use these words, but I do. We're like little masochists. We're like, I like this type of pain, so I
Right.
can be my little victim and play my violin here.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. So I
You
can
know,
call my friends and be like, "Girl, all right, yeah, yeah,
right.
go ahead."
Yeah. And so, deep inside, I'm like, oh my God, are these people going to actually choose me? Like, I don't know. Like every time I put out a retreat, I'm like, are people going to choose to hang out with me? Are people going to follow me for why I believe this is important? Like, why me?
Yeah,
You know?
and they will. And now that
And they
you,
do.
so without, because we're not saying your clients' names or how much money they make, you actually don't even really know how much money they make. You might know a little bit, like me and maybe 2 others, but
Right.
would you say that they're 6 figure, multiple 6 figure women?
Yes.
Yes. They're either a
Yes.
6 figure woman or come from a multiple 6 figure household.
Yes. Yes.
And that energy of that woman is completely different. She didn't stutter. She didn't
Nope.
go spiraling into her nervous system about paying you 10K. She was just like, oh my God, I just forgot to sign the contract. But yeah, please schedule me. I am in.
Right. Right.
Right. Like,
Yeah. There was no sale to be had.
there
They
was
they
no
were
sale
sold.
to be had.
They
They
were
were
sold when they called
sold.
me. They knew what they wanted.
Yes.
They're like, "What's your schedule look like?" Period.
Boom.
Yeah.
So then I said to you as your coach, now your retreats are going to sell because now you have a funnel. Look how big. Normal sometimes, not sometimes. Most of the times the your top of your funnel is low ticket, is low end. Your top of
Hmm.
funnel is $10,000. And then if they say yes to 10K, they'll want to come to retreats that are 3,500 and 5,000. They'll want to come to VIP experiences. They want to go to Pilates and Prosecco. They want to.
Right. Right.
Right. But before, you were trying to market your retreats to the people that come to the community events.
You're right.
I know. And it's like, Linda, you're making them sound awful. I know I talk a little gangster. I'm like, look, you're marketing to the peasants the thing that goes to the Bentley. The Bentley person wants to be marketed in a Bentley way.
Right.
The person that wants to eat a Snickers doesn't like, the Ferrero Rocher person is not the Snickers person. The Godiva is not the Ferrero. You know what I mean? Now
Yes.
you know what I mean. But before you were
Yes.
like, I want everyone to have Godiva. Yeah, but they have Snickers budget.
Right.
So they can dream about Godiva, but they just really can only do a Snickers.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So now you have this amazing funnel. And I was like, now even more. Yesterday, you did an amazing, beautiful, fantastic, spectacular baby shower. You planned that whole event.
Hmm.
And I was like, you're already an event person. Now you can have quarterly or monthly events where you are a connector of powerful women, of six
Right.
figure women. Because you and I
Right.
have been to networking events where people say they're entrepreneurs, but they're just a bunch of dreamers. And
Right.
that's okay. I used to dream once, but I don't make money with dreamers. That's not my lane.
Yeah.
I'll put a
Yeah.
dreamer in a deep depression. Get a- Sorry. That's not
Look,
my
truth,
calling.
truth bombs. Truth
You know,
bombs. We love
truth
them.
bombs. So one of the things that I jokingly say, but I mean it, I just like to say it, with my personality, that I take great pride in triggering my clients into results. Um, how do you? I know at first it was like I was shocking you. I could just see it, like you stiffen up, and you're like, I don't know. Was there a time at the very beginning when you were like, I don't know if Linda's going to be a great coach for me? Real talk.
Um, I don't think I was ever there. I know that I need a swift kick in the ass to get past me. Um, this was definitely serendipity because she's it. She is the swift kick in my ass. So, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it's continuous conversations. She's just a reminder. When I get a text message from her, my head goes, okay, what am I doing? Is there something I need to be doing? I mean, it just she automatically kicks me into gear, you know,
Mhm.
and she just has that personality. That's the personality that when she walked in, I was like, okay, she's walking in with this big, bold personality, not judging it because it wasn't negative or positive, right? But
Mhm.
she walked the way that she walked in is that she owned who she is, and she does, and she still does. So when she talks to you about who she is, how she does business, how she supports you, it's real, and it doesn't change at all,
At all.
at all.
At all. I
And so
love
it's funny, and I'm just gonna put and say this aside, right? So now
it.
she's one of my coaching clients,
Yep.
and oftentimes when I'm coaching her, I'm like, this is my coaching realm.
Yeah, because I'm like, hey, do this, and then I'm like, oh, my bad.
Yeah, she's like, do I need more weights? Do I need more? And I'm like, Linda, this is my realm. Okay. Let me coach you. Let the coach be coached.
But how do you feel? This last time, our last session, you corrected my form almost on every exercise, and by then I was like 2 or 3 reps into the wrong form, And then when we ended our set, I was like, no, I did three. I did three bad ones. Let me do three extra good ones. How do you feel about a client like? And I said no because I'm not a loser. Like I like to win, and I like to do it right. Like what does that tell you about me? You know, I knew what I said when I left. I was like, I don't want her to be offended. I'm just like, it's always me against me. Like I'm always
Right.
competing with you.
And that's what I always talk about. I preach that super hard, right? It's you versus you. When you wake up in the morning, you wake up with yourself, you go to sleep with yourself. You walk around with yourself all day. You feed yourself. You can decide whether you're going to feed yourself crap, you're going to feed yourself healthy stuff that's going to help you be better the next day, right? It is you versus you. I found pride. I was proud. I was proud of you saying, you know, I want to do three more and I want to do it right. Hell yeah, let's do it. Because what I was going to do was we were just going to have a break and then we were going to do another set right. But no, she wanted to get all of those reps in correctly. I love that. I love that. And that is definitely something that speaks to how she pushes herself and how she views herself and what standards she holds for herself. And that's so important. It's so
Oh,
important.
awesome. Thanks. Because I was like, oh man, I know I'm bossy. I'm like, I don't want to boss Autumn around in her space because I came in with some of that energy. And okay, so this just came up a lot when I first started coaching Autumn, not when I first started coaching Autumn. I was like, when I first started coaching, Autumn.
Comma.
I found that many women with strong personalities were attracted to me, but once they paid me, it was almost like a headbutting. It was almost like they didn't feel safe. It was almost like I have to compete with Linda and I have to be argumentative and I have to. And I was like, hey,
Yeah.
I I'm on your team.
Hmm.
You paid me because
Right.
you trust me. You paid me because I'm a mirror for you. I'm not here to argue. I'm on your side. It
Right.
was almost like they didn't even know they were doing it. And literally, while I work out with you as your client, I see because we are always a powerful mirror for our dream clients. I'm your dream client. Your zenness, if that's even a word, your zenness is a powerful mirror for my like, I'm like a bull in the china, I came in like a wrecking ball, right? And
Right. Right.
um I saw, I wasn't trying to argue with you or tell you what to do, but my way is so, you know, let me make sure everything is done, that it could have come across that way.
Right.
And I loved when you were like, hey, you're in my space now. You're my client here. Let me do what I do. I'm like, okay.
Right. Right.
But how awesome is that? This is why when women pay me, I want them to take me off whatever pedestal they have me on, because as long as you pedestalize your mentor, you really can't get the full effect. You're
Yeah.
just like me, I'm just like you.
Right.
We're badass women who trust each other to get each other to the next level.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. There's no I'm better than you. I know things that you don't know, and you know things that I don't know.
Right.
That's it. And we pay each other handsomely for that, to get each
Right.
other's, you know? I love it. If there's someone watching right now who's sitting on the fence about working with Linda, what would you say to them?
I would say that they would definitely need to sit with themselves in a dark room, silence, and ask themselves why. They really just need to sit with themselves and say, why is this feeling like it's something that I don't want to do? What is this lesson that I'm about to learn? Because before a major lesson, we always have that static. We always have that crazy nervous system, right? My nervous system went crazy when we started talking about the money and all of these things, that Linda and I were talking about, because like, as she said, I've always had to find money, right? And then I had to sit with myself and say, okay, girl, are we going to do this? We're going to do this. And as soon as I opened, I'm going to say this because she says I'm a woo-woo girl and I'm a feeler and I'm a
And that's
healer.
okay.
Yeah. When I opened the portal to um, make more, when I opened the portal to abundance, I tell you what,
You're sold out.
I felt it. No, I felt it. So as soon as I paid you that weekend, remember I went out and I was like, Linda,
I know you
I
called me
just,
on a Sunday. I was like, what
yeah,
is going on?
I was like, Linda, I just bought every, I bought myself all this stuff. I'd never gone to Kendra Scott because I always thought it was so expensive, but I went in and I bought these earrings that I loved. I didn't even think twice about it. And it felt so good.
Yes.
Right? Because they're knowing, knowing, it's like a knowing. When you open that portal to abundance, all of a sudden you're like, shh,
Boom. And you
I just
went
know.
and you didn't consciously think about going into buying these things without thinking what they cost. You were anchoring in your new identity. You were like
Right,
walking in. It's almost
right.
like you were celebrating her, welcoming her, and
Yep,
giving her welcome gift.
welcoming her in. Absolutely. Yep,
I love that.
welcoming her into her.
Where can people find you online? If because we've spoken about working in person, but you work with people
Yes.
online. How can they find you?
So I have a website. It is autumnchastain.com.
Okay.
I also am on Instagram. My handle is the Autumn Chastain, so THE Autumn Chastain, as well as TikTok. TikTok same is my handle is the Autumn Chastain. So I post content about fitness, travel, lifestyle, and little sprinkles of everything else. You'll love it.
She's gonna sprinkle a little black sheep soon. Stay tuned.
Ooh.
A little black sheep
See,
content.
see what I mean? See what I mean? See what I mean with Linda? Mm-hmm.
You're like, no, I'm not.
Okay. Okay.
I love it. I love it. Autumn, you're literally 3 clients away from 100K.
Yeah.
Like when I first, you don't know this, but I'm gonna tell you now, and I'm gonna share it for everybody. When I first started this coaching, I knew I could help people make 100K fast, and I put my flag in the ground. I could help you make 100K in 90 days. And the reason I only wanted to work with women who were great at what they do is because I can't teach someone who just quit their job with an idea for a side gig that they can make 100K in 90 days. There's so much
Right.
foundation that they, right? But the woman who is a beast at what she does, and I see where she's undercharging, oh my God, just trust me. I can help you make 100K in 90 days,
Right.
right?
And
You
trust
literally
her.
trust
Ladies,
me.
trust her. Trust her.
Trust
No, for
me.
real. She knows what the heck she's doing. Absolutely.
Okay. So now I'm going to
Absolutely.
say this to you right here live in front of everyone so you can receive it. You could be 3 clients away from your 100K, or you could be one $30,000 client away from your 100K.
Right.
So when you and I meet, because we're going to be meeting in person soon, we talk about your $30,000 offer.
Yep.
Yes. Right. I love that. Thank you, Autumn. Thank you for sharing your time with us this
Thank you so
morning.
much for having me. I
I
appreciate it.
appreciate you greatly. I love it. It's not just serendipity for you. Like one of my prayers every morning is, God, show me the women that I'm supposed to see, because I meet women every day and I don't want to not discern that this was a God one. Like this one
Right.
is here because you sent her, God. And
Right.
I also pray that I am able to see opportunities, because most of the time opportunities don't look like opportunities. They look like hard work. They look like a sacrifice. They look like giving up something. They look like a headache,
Yeah.
and I'm like, show me, God, the opportunity. So I'm so grateful that finally God was like, okay, are y'all going to talk or are y'all not going to talk? Because,
Right.
my God is Puerto Rican, so he talks like that. Yeah. I have Puerto Rican guy.
I love that.
He's
I
like,
love
mira, ¿qué
that.
pasa?
I love
That's
that.
how mine is. He's like
I
Bad
love
Bunny.
that. Hey, I would listen. I would listen.
Okay. Thank you again, everyone. If you feel like I need to transform my body and my mindset and everything about me to up level myself. I'm already a 6-figure woman. You need to contact Autumn. If you're like, Linda, I need to make 6 figures in 90 days, then holla at me. Wherever you're
Yep.
watching this, just slide in my DM. It's okay. I like when
Ooh.
you slide in my DM. Okay.
Ooh.
Thanks, everyone. I love you. Have a
Bye. Have a good
great
one.
day. Bye bye.